everyone, I'm Willowares, and today we're introducing Willow's Arcane Anomalies, where we discuss the ancient, the strange, but most importantly, creepy sides of fantasy lore. And we're starting with one of the most mysterious artifacts of all. Probably not very smart to front load the biggest deal right out the gate, but oh well, we're doing it anyway. The Nether Scrolls. If I read all the Nether Scrolls, I'd be as powerful as a god. Nay, I'd be a god. Of course, the scrolls would drive me mad long before I finished reading them. These are the cornerstone to the lore of the Forgotten Realms, arguably the most popular setting of D&D, the base setting of many video games, and the location of countless fantasy novels. By the end of this video, you'll have a healthy primer about how the scrolls themselves came to be, and maybe want to incorporate them into your next adventure, if you dare. Of all the treasures described in the entirety of the Forgotten Realms, the Nether Scrolls are perhaps the most infamous, and certainly one of the most dangerous. But they once went by an even more ancient name, whispered from a hungry, terrible god, and purchased with rivers of blood, the golden skins of the world serpent. But what does that mean? How could a handful of scrolls be so powerful that they'd be compared to the shedded skin of some ancient golden god? And what is written on them that could be so dangerous? This is a world where we have the power to call down lightning and summon the dead. Why is there so much aura around these little pieces of paper? Could this really be responsible for the endless violence and bloodshed? Now, as we dive into lore, it's important to remember that the Forgotten Realms is a living, breathing thing. There are so many people that have written parts of it, as in like over 30 different authors have contributed to the world alone, and that's just for books. That not game books, not video games, not pamphlets, not decorative vinyl stickers. That's just for books, and it's probably way over 30 by now. And because of that, certain twists and turns in the lore can seemingly contradict each other. For just this video, I looked at video games, source books, actual books, practically the Rosetta Stone, so I like to think of it more as a recounting of a legend or storytelling. Basically, your lore may vary here. In addition, I'm gonna mispronounce some of these names, so please be patient. I'm still learning how to read. Before we deal with the world serpent, I wanted to take a look at a different set of serpents and highlight the sponsor for this video, Heliana and Ryoko's Guide to Mythozoology. You've probably heard of both of these names before if you've been in the hobby for a minute, and now they're teaming up for a gigantic is in 1,000 pages. I'm not kidding, 1,000 pages. This is like the War and Peace of D&D supplements. You can use it for 5th edition, both 2014 and 2024. Call upon kaiju to help you a la Final Fantasy inspired summoning system. Find friends and adorable familiars as you journey a beautiful and dangerous world and harvest and craft incredible magic items from your defeated foes. Expand the horizons of D&D with over 40 new dazzling spells, 24 new subclasses, 40 new feats, an armor mastery skill tree system, oh my god, that empowers martial characters with new abilities and customizations. Make your gear matter. Make exploration and discovery exhilarating with new mechanics to harvest and craft potions, poisons, and elixirs from a living world. Face thrilling dangers with evolving stat blocks that change with the real-world passage of time, including a new cycle of deadly zodiac dragons. I told you the serpents were going to come back into this. And over 100 monsters to breathe in danger and magic into any setting. And as an artist, every once in a while, a book will just give me incredible art envy. This is one of those books. The art is absolutely gorgeous, guys, and honestly, huge props to the team. I can't wait to see more of it. And hey, you can, right now! The Kickstarter actually has a completely free playtest right now, so you can go try those things for free. As in some of the stuff that you just saw, you can go try it right now, which I think is incredible. I love giving you guys stuff for free. So go check out the link to the Kickstarter below, give them a follow, and tell them Willowware sent you. The Nether Scrolls are a sort of shifting blueprint of magic. Read a scroll, and you'll have an inherent understanding of some aspect of casting. Only, it isn't quite as simple as reading a printed page. The scrolls are said to project knowledge as the reader pores over them, and as the reader continues to study, more knowledge is pushed into their brain. They are a seemingly endless font of knowledge, with each scroll having a specialty over one aspect of magic. Some of the greatest hits from this collection include magic item creation, construct creation, awaken intelligence, doing your taxes, plane shifting, and much, much more. Picture it like this. You have a book in front of you and it's open to a page. The page tells you everything you need to know about, say, telling time or something. When you finish reading it, a whole new layer of information seems to appear in front of you like shifting sand. Secrets about time travel suddenly start to make kind of sense to you. You spend days, months poring over this one book and never finish it. It could drive you mad. but the rewards are incredible. To see the best example of this, we now turn to the sky, where the greatest empire in all of the realms once hung. Netherese, please. One order of a bunch of mages in the sky that are very snobby and think they're much smarter than everyone else. The scrolls' common name, the Nether Scrolls, are named after one of the most powerful civilizations in all of Faerun, the Netherese Empire, also known as the Nation of the Netheril, an incredibly powerful magocracy, which a magocracy is a lot of people that get together that are really, really good at casting spells, and then they make a government out of it. The Netherese built grand floating cities that were full of wizards who were experts in manipulating magic. Think of Laputa or Dalaran, a collection of intelligent people dedicated to the pursuit of magic. Some of these were even larger than cities, utilizing entire carved mountaintops flipped on their heads. If you play a wizard in D&D, in the Forgotten Realms setting, it is here that you can trace back the origins of your magical practice. These guys are basically your magical grandpas, like all of them combined into a powerful magic grandpa mech that floats in the sky. And he beams down, "I love you very much." I'm boiling down the history and details more than just a little bit. Just know that this is the society that essentially haunts the narrative of so many ancient ruins and buried cities in the Forgotten Realms. It's similar to the way you see fragments of technology from the Zonai from Zelda, or twisted descendants of the, oh my god, what is this word? Oh my god, Thumerians in Bloodborne. A group of people advanced and connected to a magic or technology that is either lost or only barely understood today. So you think that these would be the smarty pants that originally wrote the scrolls, right? And you actually couldn't be more wrong. Believe me, I thought the same thing when I first learned about these guys, but these mages in the sky, so powerful that their level of magical ability has yet to be replicated again, learned magic from these 50 scrolls. That's right, to these guys, the scrolls were like their hooked on phonics, their reading rainbow of magic. And it was this reliance on magic and chasing power that ultimately would cause the downfall of the entire empire. If you want to read more about them, there's the Winds of Netheril, a companion book to a 2nd edition accessory box set, or Lords of Darkness, or, you know, I guess I could do a longer video about it. If you want to hear about it, I guess I could tell you, just let me know in the comments. But all you have to know for now is that the magic grandpas unfortunately did meet their end. You'd think they would have a contingency plan for being so high above the ground when they finally crash down, but nope, that's what being an A+ student gets you, I suppose. So where do these scrolls come from, if not the genius mages that used them? What beings were so powerful and terrible? The answer comes long before the mages were able to hang the empire in the sky. Out of primordial darkness, from a group of beings that slithered out of nothing and created a powerful society that all other mortals feared. That's right, it's this guy. It's a snake. It's a giant snake. The world serpent is a dangerous primordial being. Imagine a giant snake.
Come on, slither little sneaky snake.
No, not that snake.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
Not that snake either. A giant snake, ancient as the material plane, able to dream things into existence and haunt the dreams of his followers. Basically, most non-dragon scaly beings in the Forgotten Realms have worshipped or are somehow connected to this creature, their god. If you ever run into a serpent god in the Forgotten Realms, there's a good chance they're actually an aspect of the world serpent. The more you know. One of these was the Saruk. We're gonna refer to them by their other name, the Saurians, because it's just easier for me to say, and I feel like I'm saying that more right than the Saruk. To quote the book Serpent Kingdoms, quote, "The Saurians' magical research resulted in 2 major contributions to the field of magic in Faerun, the Nether Scrolls, and the secret of physically manipulating other creatures," unquote. Basically, these guys were magic users that particularly enjoyed anamorphing anything they could get their hands on, so they weren't exactly the nicest, and their relationship with the world serpent wasn't much better. So this giant wet noodle had a ceaseless appetite for power, and he knew the Saurians could get it for him. It required constant sacrifice of the Saurian people in exchange for guidance, protection, and knowledge. I won't get into the exact ritual, but it involves organs, a lot of dead snake people, and probably maybe getting demonetized. I don't exactly know how gore works on YouTube. I shouldn't say gore on YouTube. The world serpent is going to demonetize me. But that mystery we've been chasing, that old name, crops up again here. The golden skins of the world serpent. It's mentioned in a few places that the Saurians were one of the first races to document what little rudimentary magic early species were dabbling in, but that doesn't translate to scrolls that can drive people mad and that can morph a being against its will into something else. The early adopters of magic didn't seem to have as deep of an understanding as the Netherese did years later, but the type of knowledge bought with the literal hearts of its own people, perhaps purchased from a god, that seems a little more in line with the terrible truths hidden in the scrolls. And the Saurians flourished under this bloody deal up until they didn't. Their downfall is for another story, but know that this cruel empire did meet its end, interestingly, not unlike Netheril did.
The 3.5 accessory book, Serpent Kingdoms, is the best place to look if you want an endless supply of snake guy lore. By the way, I highly recommend checking it out.
In conclusion, this stuff is dangerous. The Nether Scrolls remain an enigma. Much like the fall of the Netherese Empire, aspects of them may always be kept in the dark, only uncovered by intrepid adventurers at the table. We may never have a full list of each of the scrolls. We really have a lot more questions than answers at the end of the day.
But if you want to bring your players some Nether Scrolls flavor, you can check out Adventure on Rock, the Empire of Shade.
Is the reason for the madness induced by these scrolls a result of just too much information? The weave or magic itself too complex a web for the mortal mind to take? Or is it a sinister echo of the terrible trade between the world serpent and his followers? Is the lens too clear, or is it too bloodied and corrupted? I leave this answer up to you. And if you like this video, let me know in the comments. It's obviously new, so I'd love to hear if this is the type of thing you'd like to learn about. I certainly have a lot of topics in my mind for this series. I also want to point out that you can actually listen to Ed Greenwood talk about the Forgotten Realms right here on YouTube. He's kind of like the father of the Forgotten Realms. You don't always get the privilege of being able to listen to somebody talk about the world they've made, so go listen to him. Oh, and don't worry, I still obviously will be continuing my other series, which you can check out on my channel. There's a whole kit and caboodle in there, so see you the week after next. Goodbye. Bye. The scrolls came somewhere back from long ago. Do 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 do. Now they're all floating. They teach you how to morph a beholder. Ba da 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 da. Into a death tyrant. Look at him going. What an elf can read. He needs to transcribe the snakeskin blueprint. Do 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 do. That makes you go mad. Do 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 do. Netherese. Oh God. Are dead, 'cause they got eaten by worms with mouth faces. Do do do. But what a way to go.